It's been a fascinating journey, but today Kyle Newman and his company Stratton Homes is part of an elite group of pioneering builders that builds every home to a net zero ready standard. Stratton builds amazingly beautiful homes that are designed to bring the beauty of Ontario's cottage country right into these energy efficient homes. The Muskoka region has been called the Hamptons of the North, which has attracted celebrities such as Tom Hanks, Justin Bieber, and Cindy Crawford. The region is also sometimes called the birthplace of modern Canadian cottage culture, and people in Toronto will say they're going up north to the cottage. Kyle's journey to net zero began very early in life.
I was born with a hammer in my hand and grew up on a construction site watching my dad go through the process of building energy efficient homes. I moved to Huntsville during high school. I was exposed to a lot of outdoor programs and the natural environment, and that kind of ignited something more inside me, just a passion for the environment. And I had the opportunity to be a part of an environmental challenge program at our high school. And during that, I can identify the exact point when my career path was laid out for me. And it was this gentleman came in and he was talking about, at that time, how we had solved the hole in the ozone and how we had solved acid rain. And he'd started talking about what we were calling global warming at that time.
Kyle learned that 1/3 of greenhouse gas emissions come from transportation, another third from industry, and the last third came from buildings.
That resonated, like that's something that I can go after and make a difference. And I knew at that point that, you know, the straw bale homes and the ICF homes and the different forms of construction that my dad would talk about at the dinner table wasn't necessarily scalable.
Kyle was fascinated by straw bale homes and passive houses, but he knew from the outset what was needed were affordable and scalable solutions for building energy-efficient homes.
If we're going to make a difference with housing, it has to be energy efficient, sustainable, without sacrifice. And that's how we bring it to scale, is if we can build a home that's energy efficient and the homeowner doesn't even realize it, that's the goal.
It wasn't long before Kyle had aspirations of building his own home and starting his own home building business.
I wanted to play around with as energy efficient as I could, and didn't have the budgets to try and chase passive or try and chase R2000. And it was an article that Martin Holladay had written in particular that was something along the lines of, we got to focus more on building really good homes, not just trying to check the boxes for a label.
Martin Holladay is an energy efficiency guru from the US, known for founding Green Energy Advisor and his blog, Musings of an Energy Nerd, a collection of practical advice for building green. Holladay was a champion of the pretty good house movement, which was a cost-effective, common-sense alternative to the strict and expensive passive house concept.
We built it on a shoestring budget. So we used triple glazed windows, an HRV, exterior continuous insulation, and my floor system was exposed, and that's what I was talking to Martin Holladay about, was how to heat it and how to insulate it. It actually exceeded my expectations, just in comfort and for cost of operation and cost of construction. When we started Stratton, we wanted to apply that methodology that from Martin Holladay about just building a really good home. You know, I was aware of Passive Home and R2000 and Energy Star, and with our budget, it felt restrictive, and we couldn't quite check all the boxes. So that's where the article from Martin Holladay about we just got to build really good. It kind of was like, okay, we can do this.
So instead of building to get a label, Kyle focused on the best energy efficiency bang for the buck.
So that's exactly what we did. And we were insulating with 4 inches of rigid insulation underneath the slab. We were using better quality triple glazed windows, building really airtight, really focusing on the building envelope.
Kyle's concept of the pretty good, super energy efficient home was taking shape. He then sought out the advice of energy advisors.
So I went back to Building Knowledge Canada, and they modeled the home, and they brought it to our attention that we were only a few check marks away from being net zero ready.
This entire process happened during the construction of Stratton's first home build, and Kyle quickly learned that the Canadian Home Builders Net Zero Home Labeling Program was in sync with his goals.
We were pretty close to actually achieving a label check mark. I did a deeper dive on net zero and what it was, and really liked the just quantitative way that they did the performance analysis and how it struck a balance between cost efficiency and energy efficiency. And that was when the light bulb kind of clicked. It's like, if it's there, and we're not having to change the way that we're building in any kind of significant way, and there's alignment there, it brings credibility to it. And we also have this whole network of experts and other builders that are pursuing the same thing.
Adding the CHBA Net Zero home label verifies that the home is net zero ready to consumers.
So we treat net zero ready as our minimum standard. Part of that is just the efficiency in taking the guesswork out of it for our team and our trades and our vendors, and that we use the same wall assembly. On a small home, we use the same wall assembly on a significant custom home. We know it, we trust it, and it performs well for us.
Mission accomplished. Kyle locked into net zero and has never looked back. So, where does he go from here?
We want to scale out from this and apply what we've learned. And really what it comes down to is what I was saying before. It's like serving that legacy and, thinking about my kids and future generations. So it's just trying to influence other builders and be the best example that we can of something that's meaningful.
Even Kyle was skeptical about the economics of net zero at first.
If we consider that we're putting maybe $30,000-$40,000 in upgrades to get to net zero on a mortgage, we're about $100 a month, $150 a month maybe in today's mortgage rates. Whereas what we're seeing is that we're saving more than that on the utility costs. So there's a direct cost benefit right from day one.
Kristin Newman is responsible for marketing Stratton Homes. It's her job to explain and sell net zero.
I feel that people respond to the whole net zero ready label differently than what we had anticipated. I think it has a bit of a tie to luxury. So people believe that you're building net zero ready, you're building luxury. Whereas we're trying to explain that it's not necessarily luxury, it's just building to a better standard.
Kristin says Stratton focuses on lifestyle, comfort, and the many other benefits of super energy efficient homes. This rather than the term net zero. But what do customers appreciate the most?
I would say cost savings is probably number one that they appreciate the most. So coming back to us and saying how they're seeing that immediate cost savings. It's not something that you're seeing down the road. It's immediately as soon as they're moving in.
Even in a higher-end market, such as the Muskoka region, it's very important to be competitive, and Kyle's relentless focus on efficiency and scalability has made it easy for Stratton Homes to go all net zero. This is Chasing Net Zero, the stories of Canada's best net zero builders. Next time on Green Energy Futures, we take a look at one of Stratton's amazing homes in the Muskoka region and learn their secrets for building amazing net zero ready homes. Subscribe to the video series on YouTube or our CKUA audio podcast on your favorite service. Learn more at greenenergyfutures.ca. For Green Energy Futures, I'm David Dodge.